We finally reached the dog days of summer here in Kentucky, where the days are so hot and humid that we are working around the heat. The majority of all outside work, if it can happen during the morning or during late evening, that's when it does happen instead of in the middle of the day. Usually during the middle of the day now, that is whenever all the housework on the inside gets done. So all the laundry, sweeping the floors, things like that. Since it is so hot and humid, we even eat our meals differently. So this is my pasta salad recipe, which not really a recipe. It's just cucumbers, onion, and tomato diced up with Italian dressing on it, except it has no pasta. So it's perfect for whenever your garden is first starting to produce and you're getting lots of cucumbers and tomatoes. I just throw those in there, and then any onions that I have, and just some Italian dressing. It's so quick and simple, and you don't have to heat up the kitchen boiling pasta or anything. During these couple weeks, we will eat our dinners earlier than normal. Typically, we don't eat our dinner until late. Usually it's like 8:30 or 9, closer to dark. But now we're eating it right around like 5:30, just because it's so hot, and we really swap our chores with eating dinner. So they just happen opposite of each other now. This summer, I really wanted to have our porch done, and as you guys know, that just didn't happen. So with the porch plans, we did plan on getting a grill also, but we have nowhere to store it out of the weather. We had a grill and it got destroyed out in the weather because the wind picked it up and threw it. So we don't really have a good spot to store a grill until we get a porch. So until then, we just hold off on getting a grill. So we do still have to prepare the majority of all of our meals inside. We could set up like a camp stove or something outside, but it's just easier just to go ahead and cook inside. So I really try and plan it out. So if something has to go in the oven, or if multiple items do, plan it so that they go in at the same exact time and just bake them for the same temperature, just so it's not on for quite as long. And then the same with anything on the stove. I try and get it going at the same exact time so it can be shut off the sooner. And that way, in my mind, the air conditioners can have a chance to catch back up, because right now they are running all the time. We have window units, and I don't even think they're shutting off. Last night when we laid down to go to bed, it was 77 in our bedroom, which we typically keep it about 68 in there. So that was a major change for us. In the summer, I love keeping our meals super simple. So this is just a pack of thighs and drumsticks that I had. We're really trying to use up all of our odd cuts of meat, and to us, we do not really prefer thighs or drumsticks. Usually if we have a get together or something, I will take all of these to one of our family get togethers, and we will just prepare all of them at one time. And that way everybody can enjoy them, because I know a lot of people do like them. It's just not our favorite cuts of meat. We definitely prefer either a whole chicken or the breast. So these, I'm just pouring some homemade barbecue sauce on, and I just baked them in the oven at 350, I think for 40 minutes or so, just until they reach temperature. Barbecue sauce that I'm using on these thighs and drumsticks is actually the barbecue sauce that I canned from last year, and it's the first time I've successfully made barbecue sauce and we've actually enjoyed it. Typically, ketchup and barbecue sauce, they change the flavor so much once they are pressure canned. So you can make your pot of ketchup and barbecue and you think it tastes so good. I always make Ben taste it before I actually can it, and he loves it. We can eat it fresh just as is, and we both enjoy it. But once it is pressure canned, it does change the flavor of it. And I'm not using like store-bought packs or anything. It's all like just regular ingredients, and I'm just adding it to it, like herbs and spices and stuff. And all previous years, I have always made ketchup and barbecue sauce, well attempted to, and it never turned out right. Once we opened the jars, it never tasted right. Like, it was just a little bit off. Like, the ketchup was always too sweet, and it was never tasted acidic enough. So I would try adding vinegar once it was opened, and it just wasn't that great. So I would always just open the jars and do with it what I could, and use it in recipes where I could, where you really couldn't taste it. So now we're on to last year's barbecue sauce, and we actually really enjoy it. But funny enough, I use my ketchup recipe that I used last year, which I used brand new recipes for both of them. And I wrote them down somewhere, but I have to go back and find them because I still have not been able to find them so that I could remake them this year. But long story short, I used my ketchup recipe last year as the base for the barbecue. And we love the barbecue, but we still do not like the ketchup. The ketchup does not taste like store-bought ketchup. And I stress that so much that we're just so used to eating store-bought food that it's very hard sometimes to replicate that flavor in homemade food. And it's something that I strive for just because I feel like it is achievable. You just have to figure out what spices or herbs or whatever is missing. And sometimes that can be very difficult to do. But all that to say, I do plan on recreating the barbecue sauce recipe as long as I can find it. I wrote it down somewhere, and like I said, I've lost it. I don't know what I did with it. So I've got to find that recipe and remake it. Then I will share the recipe over on the blog for you guys. And it's good, but I still have to work on that ketchup recipe because we still do not love it. So if you've canned a recipe for ketchup and you've liked it after you've opened it and tried it, that is not from the Mrs. Wages packs or prepackaged flavors or whatever, then let me know what recipe you use down below because I struggle every year with my ketchup, and so far we've not found anything that we actually enjoy. After eating dinner, it's a little bit later in the afternoon, so I do dishes, clean up the kitchen, and head outside to go pull weeds. I've really been into some gardening books lately, so I've been trying to do better about pest control and weeds this year because I know that there are some beneficial weeds, and I think that is why we're having such a bad pest problem this year, is because this is the most we've ever tilled our garden, and we don't cultivate our garden or anything like deep tilling. We don't turn the ground over. We just turn over the top layers. I know people feel differently about tilling and stuff, and I guess our garden to some people is considered till, but we don't consider it a till garden just because we never like plow it or anything. We're never turning over deep soil. We just turn over the top layer. But I really think that's why we're having such a problem. So we've actually stopped tilling our rows, and just here recently we've started mowing down our rows and just tilling as needed around the plants or whatever, just to kind of prevent them from taking over the plants. The only thing that I'm still weeding is my strawberry bed and then the other raised bed that has my watermelon plants in it this year. I have some popcorn growing in it and some peppers as well as some dill. So those are really the only things that I am weeding right now, which I only started this probably about a week or two ago. So I'm very curious to see how the pest problem will subside hopefully after this, because they have been such a problem. Like, we had potato bugs awful this year, and in that book is where I actually read about there being beneficial weeds and not needing to weed as much. You just need to mow, and that's why people do the live pathways or either just mulch their pathways. So I think I'm gonna stick with just mowing the pathways for now, the rows of the garden, and just focus on pulling weeds in the raised beds. So we only have 2 of them that have stuff planted in them this year, and just focus on pulling weeds at the base of the plant just so that the weeds don't take over the plants. Chores are finally starting to get back to a little bit of normalcy around here. So while I was pulling weeds, Ben went and sat with Dolly while the milking machine milked her out. So it is really nice to have that time back in the evening so I can work on other things that I need to get back to, because he typically did all the chores outside and I did them inside, except for the garden. Like I've talked about before, we play very traditional roles in our marriage. It's just what works for us. And I'm very happy to be back to the indoor chores. That is what I thrive at. And he thrives outside, taking care of the animals and things like that. But that is going to be it for this video. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys will like and subscribe, and I hope you guys stay cool during these dog days of July.